What is happening, Nerd Nation? Welcome to another episode, 9NerdYards, where a nerd can be a nerd. We are breaking down Little Dickie's Dave series. We are now in season 2, and we will be breaking down episode 2, Antsy, and episode 3, The Observer. But before we get into all that, let's introduce the panel. You know him, you love him. He's draped up and dripped out. You know what we're talking about. It's Chuck, a.k.a. Jeff. Jeff, what's happening, man?
How's it going, guys? Just sitting here with my nice, amazing Turkish festival wear.
little Turkish drip, yeah.
Your garb, yes.
And he is the supplier of all things Turkish delights. He is Turkish Terry, aka Producer Terry. Terry, what's happening, man? Thank you for these scarves, bro. Salaikum salam, my friend.
From my travels from around the world and bring you gifts of Ashana Kashmir, just that real lamb shit, bro. Ooh. Or at least that's what the hustle man told me. Because I know
Cashmere outside.
They're nice. I was like, I'll get a little hustled for you guys.
Cashmere outside.
How about that? Well, I just want to say thank you, Terry. We haven't officially said thank you, but thank you very much. And you know him.
Terry,
you love him.
Sorry, buddy. No, go ahead.
Wait,
I was just going to say I love his hat. I just wanted to say on the podcast how much I love Terry's hat.
The fez.
So good. I'm so sorry, but I had to say it.
I agree.
9 drip yards. That's Terry right there. Well, you know him. You love him. El Presidente, El Capitan, the Dave to our Gator. It is 9. What is happening, 9?
I'm feeling pretty good. I don't know if anyone caught this, but did you just rebrand the Chuck E. Cheese slogan for us, where a nerd can be a nerd, where a kid can be a kid?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, just wondering. I love it.
It's an open copyright, right? Well, we could do what the fuck we want. So that's what we're doing.
Not sure, bro. I get copyright claimed all the time, so I don't know if you want to go that route.
Well, until they come for us, we're going to keep on using it. We might even put it on a shirt if we get it first. How about that? Well, we're starting with episode 2, Antsy, because if anybody wants to go back into the archives, 9, when he first started this channel, did a Dave versus Atlanta breakdown. He did season 1 and he did season 2. One of the greatest points I think that ever came out of those videos was the argument that this season should have started with Antsy. 9, I'd love for you to just set up the scene. It really starts off with International Gander, which is episode 1, but it's such a great argument to start off with Antsy. Just get into it. Recap us International Gander so we can start off with Antsy real quick, though.
Well, the thing about International Gander is it starts off in South Korea, but it's actually not South Korea. They filmed it somewhere in LA, which I thought was just kind of weird because if you're trying to pull all of these influences of Korean culture and you're flying out Korean pop stars, you're like, why don't you just go to Korea then, right? And it's just Dave making a fool of himself, and it really sets up this thing that coming from last season, it doesn't work because he seems to be just repeating all of the mistakes in this episode that he did last season. So there was no growth or no type of like he didn't learn from his mistakes and he's just being a little bitch. And we come to find out that it's because he hasn't worked on any of his album yet. Much like real life, we haven't gotten a Dave album. But in episode 2, Antsy, is where we actually go into those themes a lot clearer, and we don't have this kind of like faux South Korea backdrop to deal with. I'm not sure if that's all of the points that I wanted to make. Can't remember. That was a year ago, and I haven't looked at any of my other videos in a long time. I don't know if I hit the points there.
Yeah. I'm very familiar with it since I uploaded bits and pieces of it to TikTok. So, I've probably seen it a couple dozen times at this point. But yeah, that's essentially it. There's not a whole bunch in this episode that you don't get in the next episode. And starting off on the next episode, him starting off like working on his music is exactly where we can already start, and we don't need any of the pieces from episode 1. Mm-hmm. So with that in mind, let's kick this off. Chuck, what are your favorite 3 quotes, 3 moments from Antsy?
All right. So I got to say, picking just 3 is real tricky for this episode because I feel like there's so many moments that like there's so many great one-liners that are part of an overall moment. But I'm going to try and not take the entire moment. I'm just going to try and pick some individual things. One is more of a question. And it's, why did Emma get so mad at that guy for saying she's a bad driver when she did almost hit him with her car? I mean, I got to assume
she's not a bad driver.
I think I might have an answer for that.
What are you doing? Hey!
So I got a theory, but I'll kick it to you, TT.
Maybe we might have the same theory because what we notice when she gets back into the car, she goes, "I'm not a bad driver." And what for me, that seems like she's trying to like break the stereotype of Asian women being
bad drivers.
And I feel like that's what she's mad about. I feel like maybe this isn't the first time that has also happened to her.
This scene right here, though, utterly hilarious.
Agree more.
Fuck you.
The exasperated.
Yeah, I agree. I gotta say, I think that's exactly what it is. But I mean, like, you did objectively almost hit him with your car, you know?
Facts.
But it does just still,
right, so
it
that's
just
one.
kind of just comes out of fucking nowhere, though. There's like no setup to that. Like,
right.
None.
There's no context to build off
no
of.
context except for what we're putting onto it. And I'm just like, well, if that's the context, this is still kind of bad writing. Then you should have set something up, or at least answer it in another episode, but they never do. This is just this one-off fucking thing that happens.
Learn how to drive,
It makes me wonder if in season 1 he had some more of that shit and it got cut from the show, you know?
Right. Had to have been. What do you got for number 2, Chuck?
That's what I think. All right, so number 2, I mean, I love Gander in the VR headset, but I'm going to go with his mic at the end. Goes, I love you, Gator. I'm just over here, bro. I laughed so hard at that scene.
Twist and nips and
And
shit.
it's just another one of the him and Mike interactions that's so perfect, you know?
Mm-hmm. That works really well.
And you know what? There's so many I could go with, but actually for my last one, I'll go with something that every time I watch this episode, it pisses me off. And that's when they're in the pool and the one girl's like, I've never seen Kendall up with her. And it's like, starts laughing in his face. That's a bitch move. And it's such a dick thing to do.
Facts. Also, Jeff, we are slightly losing you, so as long as you can see us, that's good. But we
Yeah,
we
Jeff,
do
you on
have-
dial-up?
yeah.
Well,
We
is
do
it
have-
storming out there or what? You
I
guys
will
are in
say
the rain out
there's a
there?
bad thunderstorm here in Austin, Texas, so we'll wait to hear back from Jeff once he gets back up and running. Turkish Terry,
For real.
give me your top 3 moments from this episode.
Well, Jeff kind of went over one of mine, which is Gator in that VR porn. That's just so funny. And he's using the handles and he has to like come over and stop and was like, bro, you don't have to use the controllers no more. And the one little line that he goes that I think is so fucking funny is are your hands white? Because
Yeah.
white dude that he's seeing the hands.
Systemic racism. That's what it is.
Seriously, that was kind of like my first reaction when I put on a VR headset too. I'm like, how come this is very uncanny for me to have white hands in the virtual realm.
Welcome to my world.
They
man.
need to have a setting to just adjust that for every character that you play. Yeah, because come on now.
Yeah, you gotta fix that.
That's just really weird.
Moment 2 is when they're at the club for like Elsa's birthday or homecoming party or whatever he's doing, and he thinks he sees Allie, and that little fucking dance that he does, he's like, I gotta get in position.
God. Yeah, that was...
that's how he gets in position. He has to like warm up, just start dancing, and there he goes.
Bro, he goes at it too.
He's like the worst.
And then it's not Allie. Psych out.
And then it's not Allie.
Not Allie.
Some of my favorite parts of that.
Yeah.
The whole episode.
Turkish Terry.
Oh, and number 3, it's kind of it's maybe a 2-parter on number 3. It's just the whole ending scene and the 2 different endings. And as one, it's just super sad. You just see how he's trying to like find the next Allie and trying to like relive this precious moment he had with Allie with this new ditzy girl. And I was like, bro, she's just smashed.
The return of the motif, the
song. We see what he imagined happened in scenario 1. What is it? What was the blowing? The sucking 3000?
The auto blow.
The auto blow.
Sound great. What do you want me to talk about?
Whatever you want. The world is
trying to relive this fucking moment. Like, bro, just stop.
And that seems even more on the nose when he says, have it your way, like, and it's just like, we just heard that 2 episodes ago, that same exact line. So, and Nine, you brought this up really well in your breakdown. You brought this up really well, which is, it's literally what he's just trying to do. It's like recapture that moment. And it's so telling, just coming off of the heels of the last season. So I really like that. Nine, do you want to go with your top 3 from this episode?
Yeah, so I'm going to go back to the car scene with Emma. And I think you guys know exactly what I'm going to be talking about here, because this part right here in Emma's face.
Yeah, he did.
Tell her
talk about finances, stocks.
Yeah, stocks or anything. Yeah, like
anything.
And what's up, Kenya? Thank you very much for joining us tonight. I'm not sure if you received any packages from us.
Yeah, let us know if you got the package, Kenya.
Send us a photo or something of what you received, and we can show that off to the chat as well. Let's see here, but this scene right here, hopefully I got the clip.
What do you think a soul is?
So a fish
has a soul.
Is an animal.
Most definitely an animal.
Which is
a lamb is an animal.
Chop.
I'm not about to name all this stuff with you.
Which is cool, because it goes back to the meeting with the girl when she's like, I'm a pescatarian, and he's like, no, a fish is an animal. I learned this today.
Oh yeah, I know this pescatarian. No, I'm Catholic.
Yeah, right. So good.
All right, what else you got, Nine?
I'm going to kind of bring this up again.
Okay.
Just because it happens a few times in the episode, is when he thinks he sees an Allie kind of clone or look-alike. And he kind of gets himself prepared to walk over to her.
Anybody
And
got a
it's face
lighter
here.
I could use? Lighter? Oh, little Dicky. Yeah. Hey, ow. Jesus Christ.
His back.
But it's just not Allie. And they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, how many girls can you actually get to look like this character? Really sweet.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite episodes of the series because of how it plays off. I'm gonna go for just this little scene here.
Okay.
And it's right at the end.
Oh, that shot.
Yeah.
This
You
shot
love this
is
shot. Yeah.
absolutely magnificent with the ant just sitting there, just kind of like secretly on the situation the whole time. He's feeling antsy, and it's just a big theme of the episode. It's really great.
An ant there.
Yeah, it's really great. But
what a great shot, and aptly titled Antsy.
Now, Kenya, she did, so we'll be able to share that. And awesome, so happy for you. I hope you like it.
I do too. We all do. Let us know how you like it.
Thank you very much, Terry, for getting that out to her.
For sure. All right, let me get to my three real quick. We get a Steve Lacy reference in this episode, and for those that don't know who Steve Lacy is, I know you've heard the song that I wish I knew. I wish I knew you wanted me. That's Steve Lacy.
I love that.
But everybody knows Steve Lacy now.
Yeah.
But this episode came out 2 years ago. And so for Els to say, I'm working with Steve Lacy, you've never heard of him.
Fuck, bro.
What a great reference, right?
That's great.
And that's at the bar. That's at the bar, right?
In the bathroom.
In the bathroom.
He pulls him to the bathroom and he tells him, he's like, what are you working on? He's like, I guess you're working on some sort of whatever with your secret people. And he's like, Steve Lacy. And he's like, I don't. He's like, exactly.
Right, bro. I had the weirdest Steve Lacy experience in fucking Turkey. Like, we go to the restaurant. You know, we've been eating there for a while, and like they've been playing traditional Turkish music and stuff. And then all of a sudden, you know, they bring out my hookah, and then the guy, he also comes out and he's like playing on his cell phone because he's controlling the music. And he stops the Turkish music and the first song he played, and he starts playing American music. And the first song he played is the Steve Lacy track. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, that is so fucking weird that he did that. And then he kept playing other American tracks after that. And I was kind of mad because I was just like, why did you change the music? I was enjoying the atmosphere, but this track is a banger though. So
it is a banger.
Good job. I like Steve Lacy.
Blew up on TikTok, but here's the kicker about having a TikTok song. The kids only know the chorus because they have live footage of him at a show, and he's singing I wish I knew you wanted me, and nobody else sings the verses. They don't sing any other songs.
They only know the little snippets.
Because they only know the one part from the TikTok.
I bite my tongue, it's a bad habit.
Right, they all know that, but outside of that, like they don't know any of it. But yeah, it was a really cool Steve Lacy reference that I caught, and I was like, I know Steve Lacy. Play this.
He's just more like surface level, Benny.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Okay, the next one. This is a great quote. 9/11 the day shouldn't always be tied to 9/11 the attack.
Well, this year's actually the 20th anniversary, so this year it will actually.
What part of the episode is that at the beginning?
When he meets with the exec, it's like maybe 7 minutes in.
Yeah. They're thinking about album release dates.
Right.
And it's just one of the great, like that whole topic is like that whole conversation is funny. Oh, she's opening it now. Oh, look at this.
What?
Need a live unboxing. That'd be dope.
Live unboxing.
Yeah, right. I want to see it.
But yeah, that is a quote from that scene, and it's hilarious. You have it, Nine? Before I move into my next one?
Yeah, let's see here.
Can we hear it?
guy. I think about these things all the time. I sit at home and I think. I sit down all over the room, written. Album on 9/11. I'm thinking, in my humble opinion, 9/11 the date should not always be about 9/11 the attack.
Forever.
No, bro, that's just.
And it's just like, okay, Dave. Like, I love this episode. Was like, didn't we just have jail where we kind of just need to separate your craziness with actually just putting out some music?
Well, he
And
is white Kanye.
Right.
Yeah.
And then my last one is literally, I think it's the first like 30, 45 seconds when he's trying to make music and he Googles what do people make songs about?
Just complete writer's block.
Oh man.
Right at the beginning.
Right, yeah.
Oh yeah.
All his bottles of Perrier.
We'll make songs about.
Drink some gibberish.
Yeah, those are my top three though. But this episode is really great. We do see he has writer's block. Again, there's nothing new we learned in this episode. Nothing like from the last episode where if we never saw it, we could get all the context here. He has no music. The record label is wanting music. They're wanting to know where he's at with this process. And Nine made the quote in the video. Everybody go watch it again. Dave versus Atlanta season 2, and aptly titled Antsy because of his whole demeanor about trying to get music and trying to just, be a rapper. And also too, the ant problem that we see is sort of the undertone of like, well, this is a problem, but the real problem is Dave's neurotic behaviors and anxieties about not just music, but then also everything else surrounding it. It's Allie, right? It's Els. It's talking to women. It's his back knee, right? Like it's all these things.
You try again. I can hear it. Give me the vacuum, dude. I'll take care of it.
You said you'd clean up the fucking house. That never happened.
That helps. Thank you.
Just being
I'm
a
bringing
dick
the
to
answer to
Mike.
the new label person.
He's a dick this entire episode.
Dude, get away from distraction.
So I mean, obviously, I had to hop off, and I actually switched to my other laptop. So I don't know, Terry, did you cover just how much of a dick Dave is at the bar?
No,
I was actually talking about how much I loved his little dancing.
Yeah, his dancing.
But wow, yeah, he was such a fucking annoying dick. I was like,
Well, so this is the first time I caught this one. Even like, so I mean, obviously, like we see, he can't let Els have his moment when Els is trying to tell that story. But what really got me on this watch was I never caught it before. The bartender's sitting there with a shaking tin, just shaking it, making a drink. And Dave just looks at him and is like, hey, all that moisture is coming.
Oh my God.
Here. It's like, what the Dave? What the fuck, man? Like that one was. And and then the way he talked to Emma when he found out that she and Els hooked up.
Didn't even say
Really bad.
When he even saw Emma, didn't say hi, how you doing, what's up. First words out of his mouth, where's Allie?
God, and I get it, like he's obsessed with Allie, but dude, it's a good setup for the rest of the season.
Right. Absolutely.
And then Emma doesn't even call him out on. You see just how much of his shit she takes. She took a lot of his shit for a long time.
I mean,
I was like, oh, Dave is the villain.
Yeah, he's definitely the villain. Yeah, he's his own villain mostly. Yeah, he's a villain to everybody and to himself.
Whole season and series by itself is kind of like man versus self.
Right.
And
Where's Allie?
She's not here.
Really?
Look, I don't know if or when she's coming. We sort of just missed each other all day.
Great.
Gata!
What's up, Emma?
What's up?
Well, you didn't miss anything
See,
here. This
first thing Gata says is, "What's up, Emma?"
Yeah, yeah. Well, and I couldn't believe Dave. When he finds out that they hooked up, was it unprotected? Did you fuck him raw? What?
Like that was so weird.
Invasive, bro.
So invasive. I was like,
That
what?
feels
Like,
like some kind of weird, like social autism thing where it's like you don't know appropriate and inappropriate questions.
Right.
exactly.
I don't fucking
Right.
know. Like, what are you doing, bro? Like, it's like it's just not just how your brain works that you don't because he kind of seems like he has some traits. It's like,
Exactly
yeah.
right here. This is just so weird.
Her and L smash, and they still cool, cordial. Cal Kuzman, hey, what's up, nigga? What did he just say?
Are they still serving food?
You had sex with L's? And I don't even know about it and get it?
I mean, he's just kind of like, I don't know
He
what
sounds like
he's
a-
actually upset about. Is he just upset that like he's just left out the loop?
I think he's just a big crybaby this episode, to be quite honest.
100%.
That's all it is.
Well, he's saying the club sucks and everyone's having a fucking blast, you know?
Yeah, it looks like an awesome spot.
It's because things aren't about him.
There's somebody selling art on an iPad.
Right. That's the original NFT.
Nothing. It sounds like it was everything. It was a home run. All the bases were hit. What do you mean nothing? Was it unprotected?
So weird and inappropriate.
Dude, I'm wrong. It's like, what?
Like,
shut the fuck up, Dave. Yeah.
And he's lucky Emma was cool enough to not just fucking slap him right there, man.
Right.
Yeah. Crazy.
But we see that neurotic Dave this whole episode. It's him from season 1 turned up to 11, literally. Like, and it's annoying. Like, I remember watching this for the first time with you two before we got on with 9. Remember the last time we broke this down, which was 2 years ago. I think we all had the same, after about the first 2-3 episodes, we all had the same opinion. Like, I don't like Dave. Like, these don't make him make me like him at all.
The more I rewatched, the more I started hating Dave. Not the show in itself, because I think it's doing a real good job, but it's just like the more you rewatch, it's like, yeah, you see he's pretty much a villain.
This was like off to a bad start already when he gets there. This was just the cringiest thing ever.
You know, you could just ask and be cool. Ask what? Is that not? I'm sorry. I'm a rapper. I thought you were. I misunderstood the whole thing. Sorry.
Right? It's
like, no, people aren't even here for you, Dave.
Yeah,
right.
This is not
and
your
you
show,
can't even
man.
release any. It's been a long time since somebody sucked me. You know, no one gives a shit about you right now.
Put some music out, guy.
Yeah.
Do something.
Who are you, Steve Lacy?
But he wishes they knew that they wanted him. That's all it is.
Yeah, and that whole time he should have bit his tongue.
Yeah.
What a long way. Just shut up. That was a good one, Terry.
I like that. But yeah, I mean, we get, again, I like this episode too, because we get Benny Blanco back in it. We see the return of Dave's back knee. We get all these little mini plot points, plot devices, and then this all sort of accumulates, right? We get Dave, he's in a new house, label's paying for it, great. Dave has to tell the exec, hey, we can't put the album out now, but he gets a date. And then we proceed with the rest of this episode of all of his insecurities, and it comes to a head, which I really like, with this girl that he brings home. And we were already told this earlier in the episode. It's been a while since he had sex last. He just seems very insecure with himself, even so much to the point of like, he'd rather just in his head send the girl home, which I really like that they used. They had never done this before in the episode, but they used this sort of alternative version of like these events could have occurred, but here's what, and then they play it out and it's like, but here's what actually happens.
Yeah.
And it's one of the most like Dave moments ever, right? Like the auto blow 3000 thing, whatever.
The return of the fuck me silly, the advanced version.
This is the advanced version when you got a little bit more money.
Yeah. Right. Gone virtual. Let's see if I
Dave
can
living in the virtual world sandbox right here.
because body thuds. But it actually didn't happen like that.
Is your dick really as weird as they say it is? Dave.
I thought that was great.
Decides to go through with it. He decides to smash.
Right.
He decides to smash.
This whole interaction, though, I mean, it definitely gave her away for who she was. Like, right? Like, this looks like the Chainsmokers' house. When it's a record company house, like they could have actually lived there.
Probably was.
Yeah.
I totally took that to mean she went back there and fucked one of the Chainsmokers.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely that she's been around a groupie or whatever, but it also kind of like reminds me of like, how kind of like basic she
but
also like how she sees him too. Like you're just kind of like this copy paste of this kind of like LA industry creature, you know?
Yeah.
Indistinguishable from like the Chainsmokers, from Dave trying to like figure out his own identity.
Right.
To quote Fall Out Boy, I might be just a notch in your bedpost, but you're just a line in the song.
Oof. I don't think she made it that far.
What is that from? Thanks for the memories.
Sugar, we're going down.
Thanks for the sugar. We're going down swinging. Yeah. But what?
That's the exact lyrics. I mean, we found Nine's go-to karaoke.
Thanks for the memories, Nine. But they drop a heart. Love it. Drop it. One of the things that as another indicator is when she also says we should take a picture, right? Like it's like, oh, this is all status for her. This is all, business usual. This is what status is. This is what she does. This is the type of person that she is. And so much to the point, like she doesn't even want to be involved with like Dave's like trying to do a little cute thing. She's like, in her head, she's probably like, I'm not here for this weird shit. Can we just go to the bedroom already? Like, what is going on?
Yeah. And I mean, this whole exchange too of how they even met, like she ruthless because she was already with the
I was like,
with
what
homeboy.
Because I saw that, I was like, did Dave just steal that man's girl like that? Like,
it's Mr. Stealing a Girl, yeah.
Jesus Christ! Please.
Oh shit! You're that rapper. You have the video that's trending.
She didn't
it's
even.
Over with. It's over with. You're done.
Do you think she would have cared or recognized if the other guy hadn't said Lil Dicky?
No,
not
at all.
Like, a little bit, right?
And if she wasn't like an alley clone, which is just playing it, yeah.
Also, one of my other favorite moments from this, it was a small moment, but where he's trying to kill the ants, and he's literally 6 inches away from where he's spraying the raid or whatever the fuck he has. I was like, bro, what are you doing?
Chill out with that.
That's poison. He's breathing the poison. What's wrong with you?
When they enter the house, like just all of these dead ants and everything too.
Yeah.
Kind of like I don't know. This episode was just so much better than the season premiere, than the International Gander.
Agreed.
Definitely should have started off like that.
I'm glad we started off here. And as we sort of round this out, is there any other notes we want to touch on before we go to the next episode? Jeff?
I think just having Els casually doing coke was such a weird vibe.
Yeah, Els changed. Yeah, let's just talk about that for a quick second.
The coke and the dog,
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever thought Els was a pit bull guy,
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
And it's a coming home party, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so.
Crazy.
He also got his ears. You had earrings,
right? Then he had these stories about being on tour, about them stealing another guy's girlfriend. Good foreshadowing for what Dave just did.
Right.
He's hanging out with NBA players and the VIP. Els has changed too, and I thought that it was interesting to see there's sort of some friction between Dave and Els. He didn't even call him. He was in town. It just made things feel a little bit. He gaslighted him, right? Like when Dave's like, "Would you even invited me to the party if, like I hadn't called?" And he's like, "Well, I just put it together. Like it's not a big deal. Like whatever." Very gaslighty. And I was just like, "What kind of? Have they even been in touch since Els has been out of town?" I've got a lot of questions.
I also feel like pre-tour Els also would have been way more excited when Emma showed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For
definitely.
Yeah. It is Els sort of showing he sort of distanced himself from the usual suspects. Which is it's good growth for him too.
And I mean, I hated this whole interaction of
so cringe.
So cringy. And it also kind of makes you think about people you kind of know that are just like, bro, can't you like see I'm just doing something
in the
right
middle
now?
of something?
Right. Let me see if I can
get
finagle the copyright.
Finagle.
Yeah, because you didn't introduce me, so. Such a dick.
Time for introductions right now.
I do like that one. My soldier back from war.
But Els didn't stop the story, and Dickie didn't stop trying to cut in.
Yeah, they kept just trying to out each other.
Like one of those real butterfly knives. He throws it.
And he just like cannot not have it be around about him or whatever, and them reuniting.
Right.
It's just so weird.
I mean, he asks them if they're still serving food, which like, dude, what? Then he's like, "Oh, by the way, I'm Dave." I mean, because how rude of him to not introduce it, dude. Shut the fuck up, Dave.
And he's like, Snoop Dogg.
I actually met him.
Exactly, Snoop. No, the homies. I met Snoop Dogg pretty recently. Okay, such a iconic, crazy. I'm trying to explain to her like, boyfriend just got fucking knocked out.
Bro.
Oh, bro. What am I supposed to
So cringe.
Let's deal with it. Boom, Snoop knocks him out immediately. Is there food here? I'm in the middle of the story.
Like if you have to say that, then it's just like, okay.
Go away. We need that quote from Pineapple Express where it's James Franco's
Lingerer.
Like, linger, man.
Linger, man. Linger. But then he turns around. He's like, "No, man, stay a while. You really want to smoke some of the rarest weed known to man."
You're a servant. Like you shine shoes.
Okay,
I've seen that movie too many times.
420 breakdown of that one when it comes around.
But yeah, let's round this out. Terry, any touching final touching notes for you from this episode?
No, just like, man, does this start making you hate Dave? Like, if like episode one kind of been like, Dave, what are you doing? I understand you're stressed, but now it's just like, all right, now, dude, you're just a complete dick now.
Oh, episode one made me hate him so much.
Oh yeah,
so much more. I think this just added like depth to like
more
what he was feeling. But episode one was just like a superficial, just like, you are such a clown for letting the intern get into that situation and just making it all about you. That shit was just so whack. And then we don't even like really get any type of follow-up to that until way later in the season. The only reference to the Korea episode is
they referenced it in
this episode.
Yeah, they brought it up.
Like the biggest significance is from that episode is just him wearing
Korean undies.
Yeah. The Korean undies. You know what I mean? It's just like, seriously.
Well, I mean, he bought those in Korea.
They don't talk about the music video. They don't talk about Dan, the intern. They don't talk about anything, and we don't finally see Dan until episode 9. We'll get there when we get there.
Like they say, he's at a desk job at least.
Yeah, working in the military.
Got that in this meeting that he's at a desk job.
Yikes.
So
bro, imagine
our intern got indoctrinated to the military. So
right.
And she's just like, "Oh, okay, cool." So anyway,
we'll talk about that later. Yeah. We can get to this. We can get to this money real quick.
Yeah, let's get to the cash. Where the cash?
And speaking of moving on, let's move on to episode 3, The Observer. I remember when we all saw this title, we had no idea. We were all thinking like it was. Is it going to be on a podcast? Is there a newspaper article about? Like, what is somebody watching him? Like, what is going on? And yeah, come to find out that everybody put your packing peanuts in your trash. Let's put it that way.
The first like 5 minutes of this, I cannot even like show on YouTube. I was like, "What are they?"
You could show up until like 2.5 minutes.
I just don't even want to like mistakenly click on the wrong.
You won't go back even further because they're making music, then they're making tacos, and then they start with the whole Chuck bit. But let's do this, Terry. Start me off with your top 3 from this episode before I say too much.
Oh gosh. I do just kind of like their whole like just the cute montage of them two just hanging out. Like
romancing.
I want to like hang out with them too, not do all some of the weird stuff they're doing, but they do seem like they're fun to hang around.
Yeah,
it's just
they just take it way too far.
I love it. It's so funny that they look like they're related. Like they could be like.
It's because they're Jewish. They're Jewish. Yeah. For
real, if you would have told me that they're like cousins, I'd be like, hell, fucking yeah, they are. Look at them.
That is basically what happened the first time me and Jeff hung out. We essentially just, round around and bromanced it up.
Because of the Jewish.
It was great.
Also, my second part is probably like this guest character that I wish kind of came back a little bit more is Gator's friend Tone.
Mm-hmm.
He
Tone's
was
awesome.
Saying some like just real shit after real shit. Line after line was just straight up solid facts that he was carrying. Like, the whole, like that's not a real hangout. He wasn't really calling us to hang out, man. Like, and just like how he called them out about what they were doing is like how they're playing like basically like gay chicken because there's like no repercussions for their actions and stuff, and like called out their white privilege and everything. And I was like, man, this dude is just reading these motherfuckers like a book, like front to back, just no problem. So I was like, man, I kind of wish he would like drop in again and just do the same thing to a couple more characters, you know?
Yeah, for sure. What else you got?
And number 3.
Number 3, drum roll, please.
Probably just the confrontation with the observer. Like, I just love how he did the camera thing. Yeah. I got you, because nobody cares. I was like, bro, for nobody caring about him.
What are you recording?
You are caring a whole lot. Like, I don't think no one else needs to care because you care a lot for them.
Facts.
And that's just like the typical thing. Like it was just you're seeing trolling and internet Facebook comments just play out.
Right. Yeah. It was right literally that. All that. All right. Let's do this. 9. Give me your top 3.
I'll just give you one and then pass, and then that's just the return of Allie.
Oh.
And then just pass. Let's go to Jeff since we dropped off from him last time.
All right. So my first one's gonna also be a Tone quote, and that was just his. You want me to explain 400 years of Mandingo to you? That was my favorite quote.
And then
it was so funny.
The follow-up quote was like, "I saw him in a porn the other day. He was like 40. What do you mean?"
Black people,
I actually understood what that answer meant.
Wrap them up in shit.
I know exactly what
privilege kicking in, huh?
Or
yeah, right
there, something like this. And the only way to prove it is if you look at my asshole right now.
Regardless, why aren't there any black romance movies? I'm not about to unpack 400 years of men. That guy at the porn star is like 40.
Oh, man.
That's great. That's great. All right, next one.
So that was 1. 2, interesting how both Dave and Gata are low-key ashamed of their friends in this one.
Yes.
Dave's clearly ashamed of like, all the homoerotic fun he was having with Benny. And then Gator, like when he's like, dude, what are you doing? You rolling down the nice table? Come on, man. What are you doing here? And it's like, and the best part is Tone doesn't give a shit and Benny doesn't give a shit. It's just Dave and Gator. Yeah.
And then they kind of like look like they were really getting along with each other too.
I mean,
Tone looked having a little argument because it didn't seem like they were like really like they were just like having a good debate with each other. And
yeah. Also,
like those two were actually getting along pretty well.
Had anybody noticed Benny's necklace? The fuck kind of necklace? It's pearls and like a little strawberry and
reminds me of the like little grandma candies.
Yeah.
Oh
my god, that's great. All right, Jeff, number 3.
Gonna go back to what we get is basically the theme of this season. Dave is he's such a selfish, self-centered person. He didn't realize it was Mike's birthday until he was on Insta. And he only realized he was only on Insta because he was stalking Allie.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is a good one. All right, let's get this started here. So first of all, we already brought up that they get their nickname Chuck from the meat. That's not my point, but as I say this quote,
background Chuck.
We need.
Not your Chuck.
I don't. Did you just call me Chuck? This quote right here had me rolling, and I don't know why, because I've seen this episode 1,000 times. Chuck, this thing needs to be at the UN conference. This is incredible. When he said that, referring to Lil Dicky's penis, I couldn't stop laughing.
Well, and the follow-up, Chuck, what is Congress?
What?
Chuck, what's the Senate?
Is that Congress?
Like, save the screenshot I can find from this scene right here.
Right. Yep. Sounds about right.
It is. Jesus.
Also, when Mike is looking for Dave in the house when he wakes up, the legs are for the Fuck Me Silly 3000 are on Dave's bed. And I'm like, bro, Dave just has his shit out there now, huh? He's just leaving it all out to hang out, huh? All right.
He doesn't have to hide it anymore.
You see the legs?
It's like, damn, you got the VR, you got the
auto blow.
Fuck Me Silly, the auto blow.
Like, said he spent what, like $1,800?
$1,900.
$1,900
in 1 month.
God dang! And just in a month,
he has to.
What
cream?
About previous months?
He does have to cream.
All right, I want to point this out. I kind of got two because they're kind of one's a half bit and the other one's a half bit. The day is July 29th. That's Mike's birthday. That is the day of this particular episode of the second day when Gator and Tone come over. So I remember in the last episode, the last time we broke this down, I inferred that it may be around Valentine's season when him and Allie go through a breakup. And if we do the math from July 29th, give or take, 4.5 months puts us right around February. If we listen to Dave's, when he said the last time he had sex was about 4.5 months ago. If we sort of make pretend that each episode has about a week in between it or so, it puts us right around like mid-February, February-ish. And so I think that theory still holds water, that it was around Valentine's when him and Allie broke up. Also, want to leave this up to the group. And I want to leave this as a question for everybody watching right now. And whoever wins, we will give you a prize if you come up with a good enough answer for us. So this is a 9-nerd giveaway.
I wonder who it will be.
I know, right? Kenny's about to get mad packs from us.
No, this is going to be some group participation too, because best answer we will agree on. But for us right here, guys, is there a black bromance movie? And if so, what is it?
Think Like a Man.
Movie.
Think Like a Man. It could be.
But that's more like for couples movie.
Can I answer? Because I think I kind of thought of one.
I know I have an answer, but I want you to answer. Yeah.
I immediately think Friday.
I did too.
That is
Friday.
the closest thing.
Next Friday, Friday after next.
I was gonna say Bad Boys.
But is that more of a cop movie or a bromance movie?
Kind of both.
Could you
Are
say
cop
that,
movies romance
movies? Because it's in that that genre of buddy. Because it's a buddy cop film.
It's a buddy cop.
Can you say a buddy cop film is also a bromance?
As long as it's not Bad Boys for Life, you can say it.
Was it not good? I haven't seen Bad Boys for Life.
I
It was
mean,
all right.
It's not necessarily a bad movie, but when you compare it to Bad Boys and Bad Boys 2, it's like.
Mm-hmm. Right.
No.
Let me.
But yeah. So do if buddy cop movies count as a bromance?
I feel like we could maybe teeter that one, but for sure I thought of Friday. I'm like, that's bromantic as fuck. Like that's a great bromance movie.
It's bromance.
And then there was the other one that I thought of with. I mean, I was gonna think about All About the Benjamins, right? You got Ice Cube, you got Mike Epps, anything that they do, and then what was the other one? It might have been them two. Was it After Sunday? Was that what it was? Where they robbed the church? It's Ice Cube and, geez, I can't think of the other dude.
Oh, fucking, you know, I
Cat Williams plays a pastor.
This is the answer for you, but this is a completely a bromance movie. Life.
Oh,
Life can be, yeah.
Life.
That's a great one. Yeah,
that's a romance movie right there.
This one.
What about Double Take? With Orlando Jones and Eddie Griffin, the one where Eddie Griffin's like a low-key spy.
I really enjoy that movie actually, but I don't know how romantic it is. They're fighting the whole time.
They're bromancing at the end, buddy. They have to overcome the trauma to become bromantic.
I could leave that on the hanger too. Yeah.
Man, I love that movie. I'm gonna have to rewatch that one.
I do. I rewatched it not too long ago.
Does it hold up?
Maybe. Man, I thought it was still as great as I just love Eddie Griffin. He didn't do enough.
More than Orlando Jones?
Yeah, I love Eddie Griffin more than Orlando. I like Orlando Jones. I love Eddie Griffin.
I love them both.
Yeah, you do. But yeah, everybody drop us your favorite. Is there a favorite? Is there one black bromance movie? Drop it in the comments and we're going to decide on who a winner is. But yeah, let's get Life was a good pick. But yeah, let's get into this, man. So we've got this whole bromance episode. We've got the return of Benny Blanco in probably more ways than we wish we would have seen him. Him and Dave are hyper exposed in this episode.
Oh, 1 second. But Black Mirror episode Striking Vipers.
Or is that one technically a black romance?
It's a black romance movie. Actually. It's a black
romance.
That's a lot. That's a lot of,
and by the way, I love that they made that distinction. They're like, no, that's a romance.
Everybody else is like kind of like stop playing video games with their friend group for like a little bit. Like pause for just a little bit.
I need to take a step back.
We had to think about some things.
At least fighting games, you know.
No more Mortal Kombat right now.
But yeah, the thing I loved it was
House Party.
The hyper.
Nah,
man, I don't like the new one. It was garbage.
No,
the original. Okay.
Yeah, Kid and Play.
I can see some Kid and Play.
That they had a very like their whole stick was bromance, wasn't it?
Right. Essentially.
Oh damn! So if someone would have said Kid and Play, that would have been a winner right there.
Let's see if we get any other ones.
Good answers.
Yeah.
Kid and Play. God, that's even that's the whole.
That's a really good one.
Yeah.
But the fact we have to think
the remake. No.
The fact we have to think this deep when we could just name a bromance movie, we're like Superbad or like, you know what I mean? Like
the
it's
other
just a whole
guys.
bunch of white people.
There just hasn't a whole bunch of one in recent time, I don't think.
Keanu.
Yeah.
But I never saw Keanu because they didn't put the dudes on the poster. They put the cat on the poster. You know what a nigga cat looks like.
I do now.
Oh man. Well, and the amount of interracial bromance movies is off the fucking charts.
Yeah, Rush Hour.
Evolution.
Evolution was
even
good
my
on that.
mortal enemy has a fucking bromance movie.
Oh yeah. Kamal. What's his name?
Kumail.
Yeah.
Kumail. Yeah. That's Terry's best friend right there. But yeah, we get that, and then I like this too because we also get a storyline with Mike, a little Mike solo adventure in this episode, which is aptly titled "The Observer." When an observer writes him a note, letting him know how to properly pack packing peanuts in the trash.
Which I looked up. They are not recyclable.
Oh my gosh.
It's styrofoam.
Right. Like, how do you recycle that? We just burn it?
I was like, I feel like I've been told you never recycle styrofoam. So I had to Google it. Yeah, you can.
And the observer is wrong then. But I did like that whole subplot of him. Like, the same music plays when he's trying to sneak off and like catch him on the video camera, that when Dave in episode 3, Hypospadias, when he's sneaking around with his little fuck me silly doll. Yeah, that same sort of music, that ominous music, like sneaky music
that,
plays.
Like, dun, dun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does play. I noticed packing peanuts blowing out of your trash.
Your neighbor. It's packing peanuts blowing out of your trash. If you choose to trash them, at least close the lid. What? No, yeah, I'm reading a note from a neighbor about the for the environment, act responsibly. Packing peanuts should be recycled. Signed, the Observer.
Let me ask you guys a question, because I feel like the one that most often happens isn't signed the Observer, it's signed a concerned neighbor. What's more annoying, the Observer or concerned neighbor?
Concerned neighbor. The Observer seems ominous. I was like, some motherfuckers out here. Who's watching? I'm about to like, I gotta be more intrigued by the Observer. Concerned neighbor. I was like, some fucking racist.
Right.
That just makes me mad.
You're right. At least add some intrigue.
Like,
Like
the Observer.
You're gonna make me feel like you're caring.
Like, the onlooker.
The onlooker.
The gazer.
Uatu, the watcher.
They never caught the watcher. That's the thing.
He might still be watching. Also, this is a hilarious scene. Mike taking
made me feel sad for him.
I know.
Taking his own thirst pics of
for
himself.
Me, especially this part. The not a selfie.
Yeah. It's like, just hanging out with my friends.
There's a random photographer following me around.
I can't
stop.
Yeah.
The Mike part of this episode, when he's like on the phone with a sibling talking about his dad, it
Yeah.
made me wonder if that's meant to be like related to Andrew Santino, because his dad was absent a good amount of his life, in jail, drug addict, alcoholic. So I was wondering if like they was maybe supposed to like, hit a little close to home for Santino.
I mean, maybe it was his own improv that he was able to add to that call. A little butt crack, love it.
It's so bad.
Also, what a beautiful
nice view, though. Yeah, great view, though.
Yeah, gorgeous ginger. Oh, you meant the background. Okay. I'm on the same page. Yep.
All the above. So we get into all that. We also get I don't know, these misadventures with Benny and little Dicky putting gum up Benny Blanco's butt is
for science.
Yeah.
Oh
my god.
That actually happens in this episode. Like, what?
Yeah. There's not. Yeah, you guys are just gonna have to watch it. But along with that B plot, like when these plots interline here, it just made me feel a lot just sad for Mike because they take that picture at Benny Blanco's, and then they're all hanging out, and he's just home alone.
So, and it makes it look like they all hung out together on purpose, where it really wasn't. It was just a duo thing, and then Gator basically did invite himself over because he wasn't realizing that's not a real invite.
That wasn't a real invite, yeah.
And now they post that picture, and now he thinks like the only thing that thing is missing is like L's or something, somebody else coming in.
Right. Yeah. Like caption might as well be like great day with friends.
I do love
Glad that all of my friends are here. And I've been in that like kind of just, I feel like I've been on both sides of that where I just kind of like mistakenly left like someone out and just kind of like different crossed my mind. Or I've been on the side that is just like, oh, it just didn't plan out right, and then I see like my friends hanging out, and I'm like, these fuckers are having fun without me. You fuckers,
right?
Die, all of you. You're my enemies. Now I'm just like Terry out here,
hating, just straight hate.
And I love how Dave's like, Gator, no, come on, don't take a picture. What do you do? Did you get it?
But we find out Benny Blanco has a hemorrhoid
and no insurance.
All the money with no insurance.
It's a scam.
I got brought all this.
Which is so great when earlier in the episode he's like, I mean, I'm not that rich.
Right.
Stats.
Like 40 #1 hits and shit.
Hanging with Ed all next week.
Ed Sheeran, the Ed Sheeran shout out. Yeah, that was nice. So we round out sort of Mike, going to the Observer. This scene right here, you got to pull it up, right, Nine? Is that what I'm looking at? Is he's about to go talk to the Observer, and it sort of comes to a crescendo with this like sort of like weird neighbor, but he I still don't know if this was or was not the Observer. I think we're meant to believe that it is, but like this whole
like they got dude to play him because we know who's
going to be somebody.
Are you the Observer?
Because I've seen this guy before.
Just say, what's the Observer? I don't know.
He's in so much stuff.
You said no.
He's always just a
You are. This is good. Ladies and gentlemen.
Take a look at this piece of shit, internet. So
on IMDb, he's credited as the Observer.
Oh.
Okay.
But Jesus, he's in 129 things.
Yeah.
Reboot. Dave.
I remember I will always remember him from Dude, Where's My Car? He drove, and he was just like telling him about Zoltan. Also, don't watch that movie. I love it. It's like a guilty pleasure. I watch it like once every 2 years. But yeah, I've seen him in so much stuff. But this
I
is
never watched Cougar Town, but he was in 65 episodes of that.
Oh wow!
Oh yeah, I think yeah.
Probably think he's been in the most.
Pretty good show. Was he in Parks and Rec? I bet he was.
He was in an episode.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, to your point, Nine, though, this is the antithesis of like online culture right here, right? Like, this is what people do. Like, they record. They're like, "You're
at this piece of shit."
A Little Caesars or a Pizza Hut. They're like, "They're not giving my pizza fast enough."
By leaving.
It's just Facebook in the flesh.
Right, yeah. About packing peanuts being in the wrong fucking bin, like anybody cares at all. I manage an artist, by the way, a very famous.
Oh my god!
Soon to be very famous.
Soon to be very famous. Can we just say that about 9NerdYards? But like, I work on a very famous, soon to be
Soon
famous
to be-
podcast.
That's how we should always introduce ourselves. We work on a very famous, soon to be very famous.
Do you see this cashmere? This shit ain't cheap, all right?
Yeah.
We're high rollers over here,
Straight
okay?
from Turkey.
Right. The finest of fabrics. Got that nine drip yards, bitches.
Yeah, I just man, I hope I get mine tomorrow. I feel so left out. I feel like Mike right now.
We're all partying with our cashmere.
Yeah. Oh, you guys got the drip on. It's like Jesus.
Hundreds of thousands of followers already on the internet. They're all going to see this on his page. They're going to know where you live.
Why
they'll know
would
the
this be
neighborhood,
posted
and you're
to
probably
his
your job,
page?
dork.
Dork.
Why are you filming me?
Why are you
Why would you put notes on someone's trash? Who the fuck does that? Dude?
I don't know what you're talking.
He's pretty convincing though. I'm not sure if Mike is getting it exactly right here, and I do like
about, but
thinking
maybe
that it's a bit
they just
more
wanted to let you know in a friendly
ambiguous.
way how to properly dispose of popcorn peanuts.
I
mean, do you care about the environment?
Oh, that
Yes.
confirms it, right? Like that definitely confirms it.
Oh, man.
Yes, I do. Now you're just looking like an idiot.
Right.
So, since
Okay.
while we're on Mike, I love how later on when Dave finally does call him, obviously it's so awkward. But one, Dave is at one point just ignoring Mike and still scrolling through his phone, and two, when they like sign off, Dave does his typical "I love you," and Mike actually doesn't say "I love you," which
I
he
love you,
tends to
right.
say that. He just says, "Yeah, thanks, man."
Yeah.
Mm.
Very hurt. Very hurt.
Yeah.
But so getting to that point, right, as we're at the end, where is Dave calling from? We just see him in the street. Where is he calling from? Where is he
Stalker
going
101.
to? Right. Where's that Mr. going to? Well, he assumes that Allie has blocked him from earlier in the episode, but she has not.
Do you guys know what a green bubble means? What it used to be blue. What's a green
I do
bubble?
like this. I like that.
And he really did get the skyline and everything up
Yeah.
in there.
It's nice.
Studio, but you notice that it is a picture of him taking the picture. Like this photo is right here.
Interesting.
How did
So
he
it's
do
like, what the fuck is this? The Observer? How did
No,
they
he
get
hired
that
an
shot?
assistant.
Mm.
that? It
Right.
might be a goof.
That is.
Oh,
that may
yeah,
be just like a
continuity.
That's a
error.
good continuity error you caught.
Mhm. Put it on
First
IMDb.
trivia on IMDb right there.
Also, why would you put the phone that close? Like, you see how close it is? It's like right on his stomach. Like, bro, what are you getting? Nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You need to get that. He's got an
Get that
extra
taken
wide
care of.
lens on that, I guess. He's got a fourth dimensional lens to take this picture of himself.
Through time and space.
Right.
That iPhone X technology, bro. Get on it. But where Dave ends up at where, Chuck, again?
At Allie's.
At
Just
Allie's.
Stalking the shit out of her. And by the way, I will say this. Allie, it very much seems like Allie's new place. It does not look like her old place. I know we barely saw it in season 1, but it doesn't look like it at all.
Well, I thought Emma and Allie were living together in season 1, or they're just always. I'm not sure.
I assume they live together.
Yeah,
in season
remember
1.
he wakes
Yeah,
up.
because we barely seen each other today. She said in the last episode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Maybe it's
All
just a set change.
That's what I mean. I think it might also just be like, hey, maybe one or both of them's doing better, or I mean, a lot of times after a breakup, you want just a change, so a move.
Mm-hmm.
Usually girls change their hair, which is what Allie did.
She
Why
sure
she
did.
went blonde.
Oh, and I mean,
I love it.
changed something about her body. She got rid of the general finally.
Oh, that's right.
The
The
after they
mole.
broke up.
The general.
Yeah.
So yeah, she is doing some changes. You're all right.
You're so committed.
Hi.
Did you block me?
No. My phone has been off the whole day.
And she's like loopy and shit.
Right. I was
And
like,
it's
is she
like-
drunk? I remember watching this. I was
Yeah.
like, is she drunk? Like, what? She seems a little.
Mm-hmm.
What is going on? and then we find out she's on, was it Oxys?
Oxy, yeah.
Some Oxys. Such a lower middle class. What did Dave say? Such a lower middle class drug.
But he's down horrendous right now. Like he could not. Like,
simping.
Think about blogging you, but I didn't.
It's like, oh shit, Allie's spiraling down a drug hole right now.
Right.
No, that's cleared up.
All the just right there, man.
Yeah. And this is a real like sort of I think as you watch this, you sort of like are like, where's this going to go? Like, is this going to go in a good place? Is it going to be awkward? Is this going to end bad? Like, how will this go? And I mean, as we come to find out, right, it ends up with him helping Allie dress her recent wound. And that's, yeah, Terry's already laughing. He knows where I'm going with this. But that scene, again, it's the show is so intercut with like, it intercuts the drama or the serious moments with like just real humor and Lil Dicky style humor, right? Like, who would think to be like, oh, all right, at this point, throw up on her back. Like, it'll be really funny. Like, that doesn't sound funny on paper, but when you see it play out, like, it's rather hilarious.
Right on the corpse of the general.
Right. Rest in peace. Dishonorably discharged, so to speak. And the cool thing is they're still being cutesy here in this scene, right? There's still there's like, it doesn't seem, they seem sad, but it doesn't really seem like any love loss, you know? Oh yeah, this scene right here.
Oh God. That's actually a great line. Nothing hurts anymore.
Yeah.
Right. I was like, ooh.
Right. Yeah. I didn't notice that until I rewatched it today. I was like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
How about that?
The other one that gets me is I'm still sad with you. And the phrasing of that line is just like,
yeah.
I remember talking about that the first go around on this. I remember Jeff bringing that one up. I'm still say I'm mad. She says I'm sad.
Which is also just such an Alley line.
Right. It very much is. But again, they're still cutesy with each other. No love lost. Like it's there's still a good connection there. And it tips you off as like, how will this go any different this season? Or I'm still sad at you, man.
I'm still sad at you, you know.
Oof.
I know.
Oof. I love you, Taylor.
I'm not gonna show that. You puked.
Intercut. Yeah, drama intercut with comedy, though. But I like that we included this episode right after the last one, because this one now we have some world building with Benny. We've got a new introduction. We're bringing Allie back into the mix, and we're seeing that Dave is at least trying to attempt to work on music. But I think that the biggest thing we see overall is like at the cost of just driving like with his own motivations. Like he's forgetting elements of his life, like Mike. Like he's forgetting these relationships. He's forgetting some of these connections. And he's like walking on ice with Gator around other friends. Like, who is Dave becoming? Right? Like, what is he becoming, and how is this rest of the season gonna play out? Like, I remember watching that and thinking that, because I'm like, man, like he's really doing good in music. I guess he's trying to get back with Allie. I don't really know, but like he's fucking it up with, Els. He's fucking it up with Mike. Like, he's like trying to hang on to a certain type of relationship with Gator. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. This Dave might be going downhill soon. So I think that this is important to kind of be an observer of all those things. Oh, You like how I
Watch.
did that? All right.
Observe us.
Exactly all of that. Jeff, any sort of wrap up notes from you?
Just one. What do you guys think this was rated?
Oh,
yeah.
Actually, I'm not sure. Now, out of the 3, I would say this is probably the lowest rated one out of the 3. And then I would put it personally, if I'm considering like the season overall in the series, I would say it's probably like in the 7.3.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna give it 7.4.
Okay.
Terry?
I'll go a little higher. I'll say 7.6.
6.6.
Wow.
The lowest rated show of the entire series. The previous episode, 7.3, the second lowest rated episode.
Ooh. What?
Really? Antsy was the
Antsy.
Okay. What about International Gander?
I think that was a 7.5. Let me double check though.
That is a not a good start compared
7.4,
to the first season.
Right. I
remember the first 3 episodes of the first season, being at least 8s and above.
7.8, 7.9, 8.9 last season. This season, 7.4, 7.3, 6.6.
I remember us doing this like live as they came out, and I remember seeing those IMDb scores and us being like, "Oh my god, like what is going on? Like, can the season rebound?" And I guess we'll be back next week to talk more about if the season does rebound. So, Terry, any wrap up notes from you regarding this episode?
Man, just how gross is it to have someone throw up in your open wound? No.
Pretty bad.
That's pretty bad.
That's nasty.
Oh, that's nasty.
Yeah.
Nine, any closing notes from you?
I mean, ditto what Terry said. Let's see here.
Don't throw up in open wounds.
I think that Allie returning is the like saving grace of this episode. And still has it like keep its heart alongside of that whole ridiculous other shit that was going on in this. But
yeah. I enjoyed that. That's how they closed this, right? It wasn't just like, oh, this is a silly bromance episode. Like, okay, we're getting back to some story beats that people want to see. They don't just want to see Lil Dicky teabagging Benny Blanco.
Yeah,
but they got it.
Yeah, if you wanted it, you got it. You got a lot of stuff in this episode to take apart.
Lots of butt cheeks. It's great. Well, let's get our butt cheeks out of here and clear out the room. Jeff, where can people find you if they want to talk to you about anything going on in the NineNerdYards world?
Well, best bet's probably try and Skype me, Don Cheadle's driveway at littlediggy2.com. Because of the hackers.
Because of hackers. Huh?
You can find me on Facebook, Jeff Madel. You can find me on Instagram at MadelJeff. Or if you're in Austin, just I don't know, find me around town, buy me a beer. I'm super, super cheap.
That's right. Love it. Terry, where can people find you if they want to reach out to you?
Go to my Instagram, terryfphotos. You can see me there. Still got a lot of these Jen DeJarm blacks to give away. Ways to get these out of my house. Definitely follow me there. And don't forget, we still got pins available for our Atlanta fans. Show them the pins, guys. Show them the pins. Oh,
yeah. We also got stickers.
We do have stickers now. Oh no. Yeah, I think we're just giving out the stickers.
Yeah.
Might as well. At this point, it's South by season. Everybody gets the stickers. Love it. Everybody go follow Jeff. Everybody go follow Terry. 9. Where can people find you if they want to reach out to you?
Right here, gentlemen, right here on NineNerdYards. And also follow me on Twitter, NineNerdYards, Instagram, the TikTok blowing up. We got to 400 followers on the TikTok, so that's
right.
been going well. A lot of advancement there. Join the Discord. We're getting close to the season 3 premiere of Dave. And we're going to try to, cover as much as season 2 before then. But once season 3 starts, then it's going to be on and popping, and we're going to be doing weekly breakdowns of that. We're going to be double doing the content with weekly breakdowns of like streams of that. I'm pretty sure we're all down for, and also some videos from myself. I do want to bring to your guys' attention, because Donald Glover's new show Swarm actually just dropped. Or it comes out the 17th, so that's for a Friday release. I'm not sure if it's on Amazon Prime quite yet.
Let me see.
Let's see here. But
debuted at South by
Dominic Fishback, and then also I'm seeing that Billy Eyelash is going to be
Billie
part of the
Eilish
show as well.
Dude, it's on there.
Watch episode 1 now.
So yeah, I'm probably going to even watch episode 1. Is
tonight.
it just?
No, there's all 7 episodes.
All 7 episodes. Okay, so I'll be binging that
Nine's not sleeping tonight.
Right, I'm going to be binging quite a bit of that over the weekend, and I'm not sure how I'm going to be covering it, just because I feel like I should. I definitely should. It's just that there's so many other things that we've been doing, and we stopped doing the Monday streams from The Last
No more
of
Last
Us.
of Us.
But we've also been doing 3 streams a week for the last month, and
3
that's
weeks.
been that's been crazy. So we're gonna have to figure it out, but stay tuned to see how we do figure that out. And Blake?
Yeah, we'll still be here on Wednesdays doing Mandalorian, so be sure to join us for that, and hopefully we can soon have some guests from other podcasts, other nerds, other fellow nerds join up with this Nerd Nation. And then we'll still be here Thursdays. We'll be here next week breaking down another 2 episodes of season 2, and the following week we'll be doing that. And then Dave drops, and then we'll be breaking down season 3 week by week. So be sure to join us here. And again, we're dropping a lot of different content. Go check out if you haven't seen Scream, when you go see it, go check out go check out the Scream breakdown that we just dropped this week. And yeah, I'm sure we'll do something with Swarm. We'll talk about it, and the next episode we will let you know. You can follow me, Money Blake Weather, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. You can follow me on TikTok. You can follow my podcast, Unfiltered Bachelor, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or on your favorite podcast app, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, anywhere podcasts are. That's where the show is. It's not a nerd podcast, but I do nerd out about dating, relationships, and therapy. So that's right up your alley. It may be something you could check out. But I want to say thank you to everybody. Kenya, thank you for shooting us in the comments. And again, anybody who is watching, we will give out a special prize to the winner if you email 9NerdYards a bromance, a black bromance movie.
Or leave it in the comments.
Leave it in the comments. We'll come to it. And we'll reach out to you if you're the winner. I guarantee you, it's something that it's nice and enjoyable prize. So just drop it in the comments. Thank you, everybody who's been watching. Thank you, everybody who's been watching. And if you're watching us on the replay, morning, evening, afternoon, we do appreciate you. Until the next time, we will see you. Peace.
Peace.